E3 is dead. It's done and gone. And with it, ostensibly, the rest of the trade show industry has been put on notice. Now, especially when it comes to tech, E3 was pretty cool about showing off not just video games, but peripheries and other things that people wanted to get in front of potential consumers' eyes. The other trade show that was really good at that still exists, CES, and in 2024, CES is going on right now, or I think actually may have gone on last week. I'm late to the party. I'm dealing with COVID. I'm recovered now, finally. Just powered my way through it. But I'm going to catch up on what I missed out on. Now, I have mixed feelings about CES. I think I liked E3 more because at least it showed you, I mean, you knew what you were getting. You were getting video games. You're either going to be excited about a game or not. But with CES, the expectations are a little higher. You want more innovation. You want, or at least I do. I want innovation in tech. I want to see that next thing that's going to change, that next thing that's going to just completely and radically change society's interactions with itself. You know, the way the iPhone did, the way that portable computing did, or the computer in general, or we've had a lot of really great innovations in tech over the past, I guess maybe I can't really say past 30 years. I would say in between the 30-year time span of like 1980 to 2010, I would say. Like in that time span, yeah, a lot of really cool innovations that radically changed how people interact with one another, how societies interact with other societies, just really radically altered the state of our world. Post 2010, not so much. Which I think, if I really wanted to do a deep dive in the relationship between our flagging lack of innovation in our tech sphere and how that's representative, either or how it relates to the general malaise, discontent, malcontent that a seemingly larger and larger group of people have with the state of our world, the state of our society, and how we live our lives, what we choose to prioritize. I'm sure you can draw some lines here or there. I'm not going to do that right now. All I want to do is watch these CES videos and see if there's something that'll wow me, that'll catch my eye, that'll get me excited, that'll make me say, that might be the next new iPhone. Am I going to find something like that? Well, let's find out. All right, CES, let's see what's going on here. I'm a little out of date with it, but let's do some catching up and see what kind of weird, cool tech is being put on display here.
Of course, I have to start out with this killer sphere in the background. Las Vegas is known for this.
I don't get the fascination with these spheres. I mean, I guess maybe it's because I've never seen one in person. It's probably more impressive in person than it is on a screen, but I've seen the giant sphere that they have in Vegas. What's the practical application of this other than to have like a cool little showpiece at like a museum or a convention center or something?
Sphere, and we have a mini budget version over here. Now, to my eyes, it looks shocking. It is just unreal because we're not used to seeing something like this. Of course, we have a lot of tech here. We have a lot of displays.
Wait, what were those? Those look like little mini tanks. Hyper Scuba NT Ultra. What are these? Are these like Roombas or something? Are these vacuums or what? They look neat. I mean, these are pretty fucking expensive. I guess this is like the affordable. I missed that 9. I thought it was $119. This one's $199. So I guess whatever this damn thing is, this is the affordable version. Hyper solar panel. All right, I hope they talk about this stuff because I'm curious about what this is.
This is what people are gravitating to because it just
the sphere.
Magical.
Again, it probably looks really cool in person.
Let's go ahead and look at some other tech that you can buy.
And next, we have this TS Ultra by Verge. It has 1,200 Newton meters of power or torque.
Okay, that's a cool looking bike.
This thing is amazing. If you look over here,
I'm guessing it's an EV.
They have this really new design. I have never seen this before. Also, they have this California edition. Orange is, of course, my favorite color. This thing looks amazing.
That's pretty fucking slick. I do like that spokeless wheel thing going on here. This is like a bike you would see in Cyberpunk.
it costs way less. And the coolest thing is this thing has...
I mean, it is kind of cool looking. If you're a motorcycle person, and like, I guess an EV person, because it looks like this is an EV. I don't see an exhaust port anywhere. Then yeah, this would actually be pretty slick.
Over 200 miles range for a super bike. That is
I would like to know the cost.
Next, we are at the...
Wait, he didn't talk about the price. 45K. Okay, so this thing is 45K, which I guess puts it on the expensive end of a bike, but it's about in line with, I guess, your cheaper EV cars.
Next, we are at the Jackery booth, and I actually bought a Jackery power pack for my first one, and there's tons of portable battery packs here at CES,
a battery pack.
But the coolest thing I have seen is this thing on this Ford Raptor. This is actually a camper which has solar panels that slide out, maximizing the amount of solar.
That is weird looking. I thought it was a tent. I was like, why did they put a tent on top of this truck? But I guess it's so these are like solar panels for, I mean, these also look really big and inconvenient if it's just solar panels for that little battery pack. Like, is this thing removable? Could you take this off? Or is this just going to be up there like this big bulky wind block?
So it's designed for camping, for overlanding. You guys can see the whole tent portion in the back. It makes it really quick to just pop up and you can go to bed.
Okay, it is a tent then. It is a tent.
That's cool. They have a bunch of different electronics so you can run. You got a microwave, you got a little stove top.
This is like, you know, I don't know how many people out there actually camp like this. This to me strikes me as like, it's the type of product that's being marketed towards rich people who are afraid of like the coming uprising. The same thing with the Cybertruck. Cybertruck, you know, it's all about it being bulletproof and shit. Like, it had that video that was on Twitter of all the kids kicking it, and it's like, yeah, look at that. An angry mob can't get you, you know? And then Zuckerberg is building a bunker in Hawaii. Like, there's definitely some vibe out there amongst a contingent of people who have like a certain amount of money that, you know, something's about to happen in our society, and you're gonna need a bulletproof truck. You're gonna need the ability to fucking cook full meals in it and sleep in it if you need to. And worst case scenario, you might need a bunker. Like, none of this to me is like painting an optimistic picture of our future.
And the next one is the Aper booth.
Okay, this is what I want to know.
Which is our partner for today's CES video. Now,
it's a pool cleaner?
2 Aper robot vacuums, and they've been amazing. Now, their booth today is amazing. They have a bunch of entertainment, a really cool setup with a pool here.
Have a mermaid.
Now, their main
That's funny. Oh, jeez, they have a mermaid and a really sad-looking DJ. This looks cool.
A really cool setup with a pool here. Now,
I like this DJ. It's like the saddest looking wedding DJ imaginable. I mean, those costumes are kind of cool. I like those.
Is amazing. They have a bunch of entertainment, a really cool...
It's not a big pool, but I guess if you just want a booth babe in a mermaid outfit, it's good enough for that. I mean, if they have a pool cleaner, then I guess they're going to need a pool to demonstrate the pool cleaner itself.
Now, their main launches today is the new Aper Scuba S1 and the S1 Pro. Now, the S1 has unparalleled cleaning technology, and it uses these Caterpillar treads that really helps it to get around and be very mobile.
Are these all pool cleaners?
Navigation technology 2.0, so it's really smart, and all you do is press one button and it will do all the cleaning for you without missing anything. Now, the next one is this LG booth right here. This is a transparent display, and if you look at the quality here, it looks amazing. The contrast level is great. It's super bright. You guys see the whole panels moving right here. We've seen transparent TVs before, but this takes it to another level. LG is also doing the wireless HDMI and wireless signals as well. And
I mean, that's kind of cool. That especially looks really neat. It's like you can have your own stained glass window there without having to buy a stained glass window. Yeah, I don't really know the utility. I guess store owner, I have to remember that a lot of this CES stuff is also like, it's not just consumer. I mean, it's called the Consumer Electronics Show, but there is some business to business applications too. I can see that store owner shit, like if you really, you know, want a transparent TV in your window, but or just on the show floor, so that you can have advertising that doesn't block line of sight for any of your shelving or merchandise or anything like that. Outside from that, I don't really see why anyone. I am curious I wonder how you could use gaming. I wonder how you could like integrate game applications with a transparent TV. I wonder. It's putting some ideas in my head for sure. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't think something like this is going to proliferate out into the mainstream to the degree that it would warrant a developer spending any amount of time trying to develop games for it. But it's a neat thought experiment, to say the least.
Now, the next one is this insane scooter contraption.
A scooter?
Now, we've covered a lot of e-bikes.
It's like a scooter with a tank tread on the back.
But this thing is actually a 3-in-1. As you guys see, we have this massive tread on the back. And then on the front, we have
it's like a ski
that you can attach, and that allows you to
Wait,
go
so it's just a snowmobile.
Snow, whatever bad weather you have, and still have a blast. Now, this is it all specced out. If you actually follow this way,
okay, I'm not gonna lie. A scooter in the snow like that sounds like it would be pretty damn fun.
With the regular tires on. Now, this thing will actually hit 36 miles an hour, so you can fly like crazy.
So it's a even more effective death machine. I can't tell you the number of times I've seen people fall off of scooters and like seriously injure themselves. Actually, in I guess maybe a less amusing example of that, a coworker of my best friend fell off of a scooter and was hospitalized and had to get put into a medically induced coma, of which she almost didn't awake from. She was fucked up hard. Personally, I speculate that she was the victim of a hit and run, because the amount of damage that was done to her didn't seem like it was in line with falling off of a scooter. But the police report and the hospital people all say that, falling off a scooter. So I'm guessing maybe she was going fast as fuck, which is understandable. If you're going 30, 40 miles an hour on a fucking scooter, or in general, like there was that LA police chase that happened a few months back, where somebody that was having a mental health issue was being chased by the cops. And he was going roughly, I mean, he was going pretty fast, but it was probably around 40 or 50 miles an hour when he jumped out of the car. And unfortunately, the injuries he sustained when he hit the ground ended up costing him his life. And you see it in movies and stuff all the time, where people are going super fast and they just jump out of the car and like, they just roll a little bit and they get up and run like nothing's happened. But no, you jump out going a certain speed, you hit the ground going a certain speed, incredible injury will occur to you. I mean, unless you're like a trained stuntman who knows how to like tuck and roll and knows how to like, protect various parts of your body. I mean, you're still going to get hurt even if you are a stuntman. But most people that are going to be buying scooters like this and shit aren't stunt people. You're going 35 miles an hour or so, and you fall off of that thing, prepare yourself is best I can say.
If you want to adventure, check out this Phantom. Next, we're here at the Samsung booth. You guys could see
I've yet to see something that I'm like,
AI.
I want that.
You can get an AI washing machine, AI fridge,
Boo.
AI TV.
Why would you need an AI fridge?
Even an AI Martha Stewart if you want to be doing some cooking here. Now, honestly, I think that's a little bit annoying and obnoxious because it's not really AI. There's smart algorithms and different stuff that's happening. But I think the coolest thing here, other than all the amazing TVs, micro LED, are these new laptops. I'll scoot in here. This is Samsung's new Book 4 Pro using Intel's new processors that are a lot better.
Sometimes I look at all of this and I'm just like,
Windows PC. Now we've covered the previous.
What an incredible waste of resources. Like what could all of this? I'm just looking, and when I say resources, I'm talking about the lithium and the plastics and the fucking metals and everything else that's needed to construct a fridge or a TV. Is it necessary? Like, is any of this? And new laptop models, sure, that's fine, that's cool, but as technology advances, people will upgrade their computers, fine. But like an AI fridge or a TV that's only marginally better at best than the shit that you've been cranking out of factories for the past couple years or so, is it really worth the effort? It just seems like all of this shit is a waste of resources. You've got fucking kids in slave mines, breaking their bones and shit, mining this materials to ship to Samsung so they can create a fucking AI toaster that no one's gonna buy. And it just kind of depresses me, especially since there's no innovation in any of this. That's all. I think that's that's probably why I feel that way. If I saw a product that I was like, whoa, that's like game changing, that's revolutionary or whatever, then I probably wouldn't have a second thought about, some 5-year-old lost their leg extracting the minerals that helped develop this. Like, I'm pretty sure I felt that way when the iPhone was first announced or whatever. Like, oh, that's really awesome. That looks cool as hell. Like, damn, that's expensive. I'll never be able to afford it, but oh, man, it looks really awesome. Like, I haven't had that feeling about tech in a long time. Like, I don't know the last piece of tech I looked at and was like, man, that's awesome. I need to get that. That's what I'm waiting for. That's really what I want to see out of something like a CES. I don't just want to see, oh, here's a pool vacuum. Okay, cool. I mean, it's fucking decked out like the Mars rover, but I don't have a pool, and I don't really care about people who have pools who have fancy ass, Mars rover pool cleaners. And the bike was cool. The EV bike was cool. I guess if you like bikes and you want to not use fossil fuels anymore, it's a great option to have there. But again, it just doesn't seem like it's something that elicits an incredible amount of excitement.
Next up, we're over here at the Green booth, and they have a ton of new charging accessories like you can see right over here. This is their first robot GAN charger. This right here is a 30 watt, and it has this cool design with these little feet where it stands up. You can see the outlet pops out like that. This is a 30 watt charger, and the cool thing about it is when it's done charging, it actually has a little happy face, so you know that it's done. And they actually have a 65 watt.
Is it just like a portable battery?
3-port with this cool little flashlight. So this is perfect for going camping and charging up.
Why is camping always the first thing these motherfuckers think about? Like everything that may have a little bit of actual utility, the first thing these people think of is camping. Like, what lives are they living where it's like, oh, you know what? If I'm stranded in the woods, then this is going to come in handy. How about, oh, this is going to be really useful the next time the Texas power grid goes down? Because that's a much more likely scenario for people to be dealing with, is when their power grid goes down, or there's a hurricane, or there's a flood, there's wildfires. That's the kind of shit that this has utility for, not, oh, we're going to go glamping in our Ford Ranger with the solar-powered tent on the roof. And this would be cool to have, too, while we're fucking cooking egg foo young in the trunk of the car.
CES
all right, let's see if day 2 could beat out day 1. Day 1 was unimpressive. Day 1 was unimpressive, to say the least.
I'm over here at the Hyper Bike booth, and you have a lot of different options here in terms of e-bikes, lots of designs, including this really awesome old school kind of retro design. But the thing that really
I do like that visually
are these kids e-bikes right here. And that's important to me because I have 2 kids. One's almost 4, one's almost 2. So right here you have this more kind of like,
that seems really young for like a, I don't know, maybe I'm dumb. I could be dumb. Power wheels were a thing when I was a kid, but Power wheels didn't really seem to go that fucking fast. Like, that's an ATV, and they were hauling ass, too.
2 kids, one's almost 4,
damn, look
one's
at them.
Almost 2. So right,
I don't know, there's just something about that seems like it might be a little too dangerous for a 2-year-old. Like, you put a 2-year-old on a ATV, like the Power wheels, maybe I'm misremembering what those were like. Actually, let me refresh my memory with the Power wheels. Because I remember them, some of them didn't have tops, some of them did, but I don't recall them going that fast. Oh my god. How to build a sleeper power, 60 miles an hour? Why are you?
That's how you tow a 7,000-pound military vehicle with a 200-pound electric Power Wheel.
This is how you build a sleeper Power Wheels that looks like your average bear, but just isn't. in
What the
5 easy
fuck?
steps. By the end of this video, you'll be going 60+ miles an hour and towing military vehicles. Let's get started.
Oh my god, Power Wheel. Okay, hold on a second. This is a different rabbit hole that I can't go down right now.
Power wheels,
Pow, pow. Okay, so those don't have tops, but they don't look like they're going that fast.
Motors got a good feel in my Power Wheels. I'm driving for real. Pow, pow. Power Wheels. Pow, pow.
Power Wheels, Power Wheels, power makes them
The
go.
road. The real Power Wheels.
Wait, they changed the song. That wasn't the
What a
song
way
I
to go.
remember. Okay, those things didn't look like they went very fast. This is the song I remember.
Power Wheels High Rider, Power Wheels Classic Convertible, each sold separately, all battery powered with real motors.
Makes it go, go, go! Bow, bow, Power Wheels, bow, bow, Power Wheels, power makes it go.
Parents assemble them easily, then off you go over the hills, around the trees.
Yeah, these things are moving kind of... Well, I guess maybe that one...
Power Wheels Classic Convertible.
Maybe that moved...
High Rider,
Maybe the
Power
High
Wheels
Rider was
rechargeable
moving as
batteries.
fast as the other. I mean, those kids weren't 2, though, right? Like, these kids aren't 2.
Power Wheels Raider, Power
That
Wheels
kid is
High
at
Rider,
least
Power Wheels
5.
Classic Convertible, each sold
These kids are at
separately,
least
all
5
battery
years
powered
old,
with
I would
real
say.
motors.
Like, that dude has a 5 o'clock shadow. No, these kids are older, and I don't think these are going as fast as what this dude was showing. Like, this dude was like, here are my fucking 2-year-olds on an
Going to be because
ATV.
I have 2 kids. One's almost 4. One's almost 2.
Oh,
so right here you
boy.
have this
Okay,
more
well.
kind of like a, which is nice. Over here you have this blue kind of dirt bike style, which is great for off-roading, and that's big for us because we actually camp a lot in the summer. Basically,
So
the
that's
whole
why this
summer,
guy
so
is
it's gonna be
always
awesome
like,
for the kids.
camping.
But
This is good
check
for camping.
chopper
'Cause
out.
this guy
This
camps
is
a
an
lot.
Absolutely beautiful design. I love the red paint, and the cool thing about this is that it's a chopper style, which is a tattoo printer.
Say what?
So right there, I just got the Max Tech tattoo. Now don't worry, it's not gonna last that long, about 1 week. So if you
But that's still pretty cool because, like, you could you could take that to a tattoo artist and you'd have them just trace over it and not have to worry about whether or not that artist is actually any good or not. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're a shitty tattoo artist. Like, it's right here, temporary. Just go ahead and trace over it. Speaking of which, I need to touch up mine. But yeah, that's kind of cool.
have regret doing. They're doing these e-bikes.
There's
right
a lot
here.
of bikes.
They
There's a
have
lot of
kinda like a
e-bikes and
regular
motorcycles and shit.
Casual
What's
style
going on?
bicycle, but then they have this, which looks like a retro cyber dirt bike kind of thing with this awesome X light. This thing right here will go 60 miles on one battery. You could actually stack 2 of them together, and when you go off-road, instead of being limited to 20 miles an hour, you could go probably around 40 miles an hour. So if you lose it or somebody steals it, you could actually track it down.
This is for
and find where
people
it's
who
at.
get
Same
sick
thing
of
with
tired
those
of seeing
bikes that
scooters.
I
They're
showed
like,
you back
fuck
there.
this
They
scooter.
also have
And they
Find My
grab it and
Support
throw it into the
with
river.
LTE built in, which is just
They're like, well,
crazy.
when
They also
bullies
have
keep
their
taking
little
your scooters, you can
S2,
actually
their
track
little
it down.
that goes-
That
so-
wasn't... Come on, CES. Do you got anything better for me than just that?
Welcome.
I want the juice, CES. Give me the juice. The Verge has their best of CES. What do they have?
We're back at CES, one of the world's
They'll never
largest
do that
tech
again.
conventions. And this year, we've seen everything from wild car concepts to robots that clean up spilled milk. So here are our picks for the best of CES 2024.
A Hyundai Ioniq 5 with wheels that do
Hyundai.
It's easily the best thing I saw at CES 2024 because everyone hates parallel parking, and this solves it with a snap.
No, I actually universally lauded for my parallel parking skills. I've had people tell me you are the best parallel parker I've ever seen. Parallel parking is an art form, sir. And this basically is just like, you know what? I'm about to shit on these dudes for not being able to parallel park, but it's actually for the better. Because Lord knows I've sat there and watched people like try to parallel park, and I'm just sitting there like, nope, you're not turning in sharp enough. Nope, you pulled in too early. Nope, you're counter turning way too late. Nope. And then they just sit there, they like, fuck up, they go out, they fuck up, they go back 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 out. And I'm just like, oh my God, dude, just go find a normal spot to park at, man. Like, And then if it's like a tiny road that they're doing this on, then that means there's like 12 cars behind them waiting for this dude to get it right. And then there's always inevitably some mook that just jumps out of the bushes, and then they're just like, they run up behind the car, and they're like, it's like, oh man, like you're not helping them. You're here to, I promise you, your movements and gestures are confusing them more than they already were. Like, they just need to go find the parking someplace else. I guess this is for those guys, and this will alleviate that anxiety. I know how anxiety-inducing it is to have like a line of people behind you waiting for you to not fuck up. So, okay, I retract. I was about to bring some smoke to the non-parallel parking community, but I retract that smoke. This is a good thing, and I hope that it becomes readily available for everyone who can't parallel park.
Oh, and no more getting stuck in parking lots with no way to turn around? No more swerving around highway obstacles, perhaps?
Well, hey, wait, what the fuck? Hold on a second. Getting stuck. Look, I wonder what the fucking issue here is. You know, this wouldn't be that big of a deal if you knew how to read a fucking sign. Also, stop. Why does it say stop? Is this for like pedestrians who are gonna go this little thing right here? Like, this is weird. I don't know why it says stop at this particular moment, but it says one way right here. So you fucked up. You fucked up. You're making like a car company invest millions of dollars in a car so that you don't have to fucking pay attention to road signs, which you should definitely be paying attention to them. So that's on you. That one's on you. I'll bring the smoke to you on that for not reading the damn sign, but
what makes it worth connecting all the things is smart energy management. Enter the Delta Pro Ultra, a whole home battery generator, and its PAL, the smart home panel too. With these two gadgets, you can keep the lights on when the power goes out, and the system can intelligently manage the load.
I've already lost interest. I started playing with the cat because I already lost interest in whatever she's talking about here. There's like 15 houses in Texas that have solar fucking panels on it. It's prohibitively expensive, even though like this is the one fucking state where it should be legally mandated for every building, house or retail, that can be outfitted with solar panels should legally be outfitted with solar panels. It should be paid for by the state, and it should all feed into the fucking potato wire grid we have here. We're getting ready for another freeze, so that's on the top of my mind right now. But yeah, solar panels, I wish I can get them on my house. Prohibitively expensive. We're in an oil state, so it's never going to change there. I mean, we're in an oil country. And thanks to good old Joe Brandon, we're producing more oil than we've ever have before at any point, despite the fact that, you know, our summers are getting brutally hotter, much longer, which we have a counter effect of crazy ass winters that go deeper and colder than they ever have before, by the way. I think that those playoff games on Sunday should definitely be postponed. I think that's very dangerous to have people out in those kind of conditions, but hey, you know what? NFL knows best, so we'll see how that works out. Either way, solar shit should be more easily available, if not mandated by the state, for every building that can be outfitted to have them to be outfitted to have them. As they aren't right now, this is applicable to like 15 people. I mean, it is cool.
What's possible for home energy management, making it easier and more practical. Something everyone can benefit from.
So smart rings, there were a ton of them at CES this year, but my pick for
smart
best wearable is the EV Ring by Movano. The other thing that I really like about Movano is how dedicated they are to accuracy. The bonkers thing is that they don't actually need FDA clearance for the features on the ring. They're kind of flexing and saying, hey, we're so accurate that everything that we have meets FDA standards. You can trust us. Accuracy is pretty important for
I'm always suspicious of corporations that say that.
The best car at the show this year are actually two different cars, and I'm lumping them together for reasons that will become clear in just a second. So the first is the Kia PV5, which is a futuristic modular electric vehicle that can change its size, it can change its interior. Take out the steering wheel, it becomes a robo-taxi. Take out the back half of it, it becomes a mini electric truck.
It's like a modular little Lego vehicle.
And the whole idea behind this is that Kia thinks that this is going to be perfect for businesses, like ride-hailing apps like Uber and Lyft. All sorts of things are envisioned as being some of the possibilities for the PV5. In fact, Uber has already signed a deal.
Why is it called PV5? That makes me think that it's PV5. Every time I hear PV5, the PV makes me think that it's called the Pervert 5. Is that what this is? This is the Kia Pervert 5. We had other iterations. The Pervert 1, we couldn't trust it alone with kids, so we had to junk that one. The Pervert 2 was a little bit better, but it still made single women over the age of 45 feel uncomfortable. The Pervert 3 was way too into breast lactation, so that was a no-go from the start. The Pervert 4 actually was a really solid model that had a lot of promise, but we did find some unnecessary kinks in it, and even though our policy is never to kink shame, these particular kinks would have put us on some suspect lists, so we had to scratch the Pervert 4, but I think we actually nailed it with the Pervert 5. Pervert 5 is your best creep van. It's a modular creep van that you could swap out the body for whatever your creepy pervert needs might be. Do you want a mattress back there? You want a mattress back there with a one-way mirror? Then you could swap that out, put your mattress back there, get some great Pervert 5 action going on. If you need something that is a little more accommodating for other people, we've got one that has a stripper pole and so it comes in with some built-in handcuffs. You could swap that body out, put the mattress in the garage. So the Pervert 5 has some real options going for it here.
Then just set your iPhone onto that MagSafe puck, which will charge your iPhone at up to 15 watts. Open anything that uses the stock camera app, whether it's Zoom, Microsoft Teams, just the camera app, TikTok, any of those, and use the either front or rear facing camera. It's going to automatically lock onto you and follow you around. As Jen is demonstrating here, she can move all the way around and can go.
Do you have to be looking directly at it?
Always able to keep her in frame. It moves up and down and can move entirely 360.
Can it track you if you're not looking directly at it though?
Camera, which even works with things like cinematic mode. Very cool to see how it's doing that. And you can trigger recording a video using your Apple Watch and the stock remote shutter app.
Because again, I'm looking at this from the perspective of a filmmaker.
This was so
like
cool
a student film, right? Like
but that's just
you're just shooting something by yourself. You can have like motion on your camera without needing a cameraman if it's just like not super complex motion. Again, none of this stuff is like, I haven't been wowed by anything. There was some cool stuff. There was some cool stuff here and there. The EV bikes, those are kind of cool. The printer, the 3D printer tattoo, that's a little neat. The dog collar is kind of cool. There was something else in that last video that I thought was pretty cool too. Oh, the SSD I guess is fine. Brew beering, sure, why not? Or beer brewing, that could be cool. All of this stuff is just like, trinkets that would be neat to distract yourself with for a little while, except for the dog collar thing. That's actually like, that could probably save you some incredibly expensive trips to the vet. But other than that, I'm not really impressed. Just another CES with some pretty lame things to show off.